This is Angostura bitters. You probably have one sitting in your kitchen right now. They are everywhere. In bars, high-end restaurants, street food stalls, pond stands. This little bottle with its oversized label sparked a billion-dollar industry and has a massive impact on Trinidad and Tobago's economy as well as the international beverage scene. So, what is the story behind it and how does this fit in with our identity? Our story begins in 1824 with a German doctor named Johann Gottlieb Benjamin Siegert. He was a surgeon general stationed in the town of Angostura, Venezuela. At that time, there was various conflicts going on, and the soldiers fighting the war had to deal with various health issues, one of which was digestion. Dr. Siegert created a tonic that helped improve the appetite and digestive health of the Venezuelan soldiers, and it worked splendidly. So he began producing it on a wider scale to help as much people as possible who were suffering from digestive issues. But as the various conflicts carried on in Venezuela and it became politically unstable, it made the production of the tonic difficult. So in 1875, Dr. Siegert's sons made a bold move. They relocated the family business. What they were seeking for was a more stable environment, but more importantly, having access to key ingredients like sugarcane and other spices to continue the production of their father's creation. And they found that place just 7 miles across from Venezuela, Trinidad. The stability that they were seeking was found, but they had no idea of the success that lay ahead. After settling in and continuing production, one of Dr. Siegert's sons made an intriguing discovery. He found that adding just a dash of the tonic in his food or drinks enhanced its flavor. He and his brother experimented, tweaking the recipe's concentrations as they went along. This new creation had a unique and complex flavor profile. With a blend of herbs, spices, and botanicals, they called it Angostura aromatic bitters. Their realization that their father's creation had potentials beyond medicine propelled their family business upwards. Instead of portraying it as a health elixir, they marketed it as a flavor enhancer. They gathered all the materials. They ramped up production. But there was a mix-up. One brother was responsible for ordering the labels and the other the bottles. When the material arrived, they realized that the bottles were smaller than the labels. With no budget to fix it, they just went with it, sticking the oversized labels onto the bottle. This mistake became the iconic symbol of the Angostura brand. This quirky idea of dashing digestive tonic into food and drink worked perfectly, and as a result, Angostura became a staple within Trinidad and Tobago's households and bars. Its distinctive flavor caught the attention of the sailors and merchants who were passing through, who began to incorporate it into their own drinks, and subsequently telling others about it, spreading the tales of the new elixir to enhance flavor. Demand for it grew, and the family business thrived. The main reason for it was something that was enjoyed by everyone, not just simply the lower classes, but to the top echelons of societies. Different countries had ambassadors from Angostura simply to ensure their supply of bitters. And as a result, they just keep expanding, eventually jumping into the rum industry. Today, they have established a strong presence in the international beverage industry, a presence that may never fade away. Why? Because just like Coca-Cola, Angostura has closely guarded recipes. You can try your best to replicate it, but you will never come close to its unique taste and aroma. Its flavor is uniquely Trinidadian. It's a recipe that only a few individuals know, and it's a closely guarded secret. But that secrecy does not just stop at the bitters. When it comes to their high quality rum, their recipe is also guarded. You see, rum requires yeast to be made. The byproducts from the yeast brings in its own flavor. In 1947, Angostura started to experiment with their own strain of yeast, and they cultivated one that no one else can get their hands on. Cheaper rums tend to all taste the same because they buy their yeast from the same source. Angostura do not have to deal with that problem. Because of Angostura dedication to improvements, we have something that can represent us on an international scale. But what about us locally? How does Angostura impacts us? Angostura impacts on Trinidad and Tobago's economy is huge. As one of the oldest manufacturers in the country, it provides hundreds of jobs locally and supports thousands more through its supply chain, contributing to our GDP significantly. It makes up more than 3% of our entire economy. Because they export to more than 140 countries, it brings in a valuable source of foreign exchange, as well as boosting Trinidad and Tobago's global trade footprint. But it's not just about economics. It is a symbol of national pride. They sponsor local events, sports, cultural festivals, helping preserve and promote Trinidadian culture. For example, the Angostura Bitter Cocktail Challenge, where local bartenders create innovative cocktails. Or Angostura Tobago Sail Week, where sailors from around the Caribbean compete. Even sponsoring New Year Eve fireworks at the Queen's Park Oval. And let's not forget tourism. The Angostura Distillery attracts alcohol connoisseurs and international investors, allowing them not only to see but to taste local culture. Angostura impacts goes beyond Trinidad and Tobago as well. By sourcing materials from across the Caribbean, they support regional and economic stability within CARICOM, spreading the wealth of Trinidad to our neighbors. So the next time you're putting some bitters in your punch, or cherry brandy on your rum cake, or putting some cokes in black and white, remember that this brand is part of our identity and has a rich story behind it. A story of innovation and tradition that has impact both locally and on a regional scale. All of this came about because one doctor, wanting to help his patients, invented a medicine to do so, and as a result became ingrained in the identity of a country. If you enjoyed this look into one of our local companies, let me know down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, as well as let me know what other histories I should look into to cover next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.